Hey guys, hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back. So, a bit of a different video today. I've made it pretty public. I'm not a big fan of surviv as it is at the moment. The main reason being aimbots. If they fix that, I'll definitely start playing again. But until then, I don't really enjoy playing it. But I also didn't want to stop uploading surviv content altogether because I know a lot of you enjoy it. So what I've decided to do is a tier list. I'm sure you've seen other YouTubers do it. And all I'll be doing today is ranking all the game modes as far as I can remember. Oh, also, I'm using a different mic today. It's actually not as good as the previous one, I think. Let me know your feedback. But it's attached to my headphones. So I was thinking if it works okay, I'll probably start talking during live streams as well, because it's a bit easier. And also, if you want more tier lists, I can definitely do them. I was thinking of doing one for surviv weapons, so I've definitely got a few ideas. If you want more, like the video and let me know. Anyway, let's get started. So, for anyone that doesn't know, all I'm going to do is be ranking all these game modes from best to worst in these 5 categories. So from the top, cannot surviv without this will be any mode that whenever I see, I'll play, and I'd want it to be on all the time and no issues with it. Then just below that, we've got DM the squad. So that's a game mode I'll definitely enjoy playing too, but maybe not all the time. And then we've got good work devs. So I'm going to put game modes in this category that I think had potential to be great, but maybe just missed out on a few things. And then we're going on to the ones that aren't so good. So just about surviving is something I'd probably play a few games of and then maybe get bored or just didn't like it too much. And then finally, vote to skip will be used for any mode I think didn't fit in the game or for whatever reason shouldn't have been put in, and if I saw it, I'd just skip it. Alright, so let's get rankings. So first mode I've got here, I started in March 2018, so about a month before this first mode, which was in April 2018. So I've got footage of all these modes, and I'll be including a bit of that. For any of you OG players, it's a trip down memory lane. So when this mode was added, you need to remember back then it was a lot simpler. So there's none of these massive buildings, there wasn't any bunkers, there wasn't any other game mode. So this, when it came out, was hype. Back then it was just in a nick, and they definitely showed the potential the game had. And it's one of the biggest reasons I stuck around. Actually, I'm even thinking of moving up to, I'm going to move it to DM the squad, because I've just remembered you could be objects during this event too, and there was a load of trolling, and I remember how much fun I had, so that's definitely DM the squad. The next event they released, so there was a bit of gap in between here. I can't exactly remember why. I think between these few months they added a lot of other updates such as buildings and maybe the prison. But anyway, it was definitely worth the wait. So the next update was Desert Rain. So this is one of the modes that was released in a few different versions. The first one was pretty simple. It was just insane amount of flare guns. And then I think the second version had the saloon added to it and maybe the town. But for the purposes of this ranking, I'm going to use the latest version, just as it's more relevant to everyone, and it'll get too confusing having all the different versions. Having said that though, this is going straight up to the cannot survive without this category. It's one of my favourite modes, and whenever I see it, I'll play it. I remember how hype it was when it came out. All of the ray guns seemed so common, everyone was kind of walking around with the best sniper and LMGs, and I've also had some of my best moments on there. That's definitely going up there. Right, the next game mode, Woods mode. So that first came out in October 2018, so about a month after Desert Rain, and this is also one that was released in a few different versions. The first one was just LMGs and shotguns only, and then later they added the Woods bunker with the USAS. For anyone that remembers when the USAS was released, it was just so OP. I think they had to nerf it just so you weren't destroying people in one hit without even having to aim properly. And then the third update of this mode was when the Woods King was added and the helmet, which took it to a whole other level. So this mode I'm putting in DM the squads. It's a lot of fun to play, but I just don't see as much fun as Desert Rain. And also it can be a bit annoying if people are just camping in the trees, you can't really see them. So the next event we had was towards the end of October. This period was pretty busy with events and probably the best time to experience the game, because there was new events coming every few weeks and they were all just totally different. So with the Halloween event, there was a load of new players that started after April that hadn't experienced the Easter event, but because I had, the best I can rank it is good work devs. I don't think it deserves to go any lower, but it also doesn't deserve to go any higher because it was very similar to the Easter event. You could become different objects and there was a load of trolling, but really it just felt like a reskin version of the Easter event, so I'm putting that there. Right, this next one is, oh my gosh, okay, as bad and copied as this Halloween event felt, I would have taken it any day of the week over this event. Yeah, okay, I'm putting that straight here. So this was a 2018 Thanksgiving event. I just remember being so hyped thinking what they're going to do for this, because I think there was quite a bit of build up around it, and then when they actually released it, all it was a rubbish shotgun. I'd still rank it the worst shotgun to date even, the M1100, and it had some feathers coming out of it. Yeah, I just remember remember being really disappointed. After all these sick updates up here, this was just, nah, not on that level, so definitely vote to skip. After that, we had the winter/Christmas event for 2018, which was called Snowball Effect. As far as updates go, it didn't have a load of like unique items or whatever, but for me it showed a lot of what could come in the future. So when you hit people with snowballs, they'd lose their items, so that was a lot of fun. I remember trolling quite a few people with that, but the bit I think a lot of us were excited about was that the doors under the greenhouse were open and they revealed a bunker with all the seasons in it. So that was a good build up of what was coming in the future. Rankings wise, I'm going to put it in Good Works Dev as well. It was fun to play, but I can't see it going any higher just because if they'd kept it on for a month or so, I think the novelty of it would have worn off. And then, alright, now we're talking. So 2019 started with a bang. We got 50 versus 50. I don't even need to talk about it. It goes straight up there. Without a doubt, when that was released, everyone was buzzing, and I haven't really thought about it, but I'd say even to this day, it's probably my favourite mode. I'll definitely hop on and play a few games if I see it. You'll notice I've uploaded it the most. And if I can remember correctly, the first version only had the commander in it, or the leader, and then the second version they added the lieutenant and then the medic and all these other roles, and every time it just gives more and more chance for people to get these roles. So that's something that, yeah, they've absolutely smashed. Alright, what have we got next? Oh yeah, the spring update. So this was in March 2019. So the map changed slightly again with all the pink trees, and they added the tea house with the golden crate inside, and you could get some good loot. I remember when it came out, it was a decent update. For me personally though, I'd put it in just about surviving, aside from one reason. So for those of you that were watching my videos last year, you'll know around this time is when I was recording the survivio story. I haven't really talked about it too much. There was a lot of stress in actually recording the footage and getting the storyline sorted, because the way I recorded it, so the first episode I just recorded in public servers. That's a prison break episode, and you'll notice the other episodes are a lot cleaner and a lot more cinematics. The reason being for that, I managed to talk to, I can't remember if it was Nick or Justin, one of them, and they agreed to set up a private server for me. So I got a few friends on there and we recorded through that. That's also the reason I haven't really done any films after that. So I might do more in the future, but just arranging it's a nightmare. Anyway, that's not the point. All I wanted to say though is, because this update came at such a good time, and because it tied the storyline so perfectly, I'm moving it up to Good Work Devs. What's next? Okay, potato mode is another one that had quite a few versions. The first one, I think, was just the standard break potatoes and you switch guns. Version 2 is where the potato cannon was introduced, and then version 3 is where the spud gun was introduced. This was released just after the spring update, so April of 2019, and I enjoyed this mode a lot. When it came out, I was playing so much of it. The fast-paced action, the constant changing of weapons, what would you get, the speed of the matches, it was definitely something different and freshened up the game a lot for me. So version 1 I'd probably put in here, but then when the potato cannon and spud gun were added, it definitely pushed it up to here. And now this next event, my ranking's probably going to be a bit controversial. So after the potato mode, there was about 4 or 5 months where there wasn't any game mode updates. There was just a lot of testing of rotation of these modes with little like teasers of perks. But when the Savannah mode was added, all the perks were there, and then there was a load of new perks as well, and it was all exciting. So I'd put the initial version like up here. Every time after that I've played, I've just not been so interested in it, to the point where I'd even put it now as just about surviving. I can't really pinpoint the reason why. Maybe because it feels like, as all these other game modes have been updated, this just feels like a blend of a few game modes but not as good as them, and I'm sure most of you will have it higher up in your listing, but for me it goes here. I'll only play a few games here and there when I see the mode, and I'm not too bothered if it comes around or not. A month after that came the second Halloween event. I understand what they did with this update. This is another one that a lot of you would probably rank higher, mainly because maybe you didn't start playing Surviv until later on. For me, because I'd been here since April 2018, I'd seen this whole skin changer event in the Easter event of 2018 and the Halloween event of 2018, so it felt a bit lazy and there wasn't really anything new added. For me, the 2019 event was just about surviving. Obviously when it came out I did play it, but it was nowhere near as exciting as the previous year. So the next update after that was Cobalt mode. And this one's special for quite a few reasons. The biggest one being, I think this was the last one that Justin and Nick worked on before selling the game to Congregate. I know they stuck around for a few of the other updates, so I think these few they stuck around for as well. But from what I've heard from the Surviv Discord and from people that are pretty close, is that this was the official last update that they completely worked on their own. and what an update. It's by far the most complicated and included 6 different classes, the bunker in the middle that unlocks the scavenger perk. In all honesty, it could have been a separate game on its own, but for me, yeah, no questions about it, this definitely goes up there as well. The amount of diversity and fun you could have on there, just keep changing the classes. It was a great update, and yeah, you could spend hours and hours on there. Oh yes, something I was annoyed about was that there wasn't really a Christmas event for 2019. The winter update came mid-January, but after the Congregate news was announced, it kind of makes sense. They were working on that through that period. From a player point of view, it was annoying for sure. So I'm hoping this year there's some big event instead to make up for that. But yeah, the winter event, similar to the Halloween event, honestly. It just felt like there wasn't much change from the previous year. I'm gonna put that down here as well. Of course, it was fun and exciting, but really there wasn't anything new or much different, so I can't really rank it higher than the previous year. There isn't much more to say about that. Next one is the potato. Oh no, this is the Valentine's event. So this was in Feb of 2020, and it's one of those updates that initial thoughts there was a load of description and I was so excited about it, but when I actually got into it I realized all it was really a reskin of the potato cannon. I get it, it was for a single day, so obviously they didn't want to put too much work into it, but for that same reason I'm just gonna put it here. Alright, hold up guys, I've just watched the video for the Valentine's event that I released, and I want to bump this up one category. I totally forgot about that building that they added. It had a load of unique artwork in it, and then the bunker underground was also exciting. I think it deserves to go into this category. It's a bit harsh to put into there now that I remember everything. Okay, and then in March we had the St. Patrick's Day event. So this included the laser cannon and also that drink you could have that made you invincible and teleport. Yeah, it was definitely a decent update, and for all you snipers out there, it was like a dream come true. You could one-hit people with the laser cannon. So I think that goes into good work devs category. It felt like the devs were flexing a few things that were coming up in the next few updates. Then came around Easter 2020 event. So when I saw the description for this, I was like, oh my god, they've done it again. Same as Halloween and winter. They've just copied the previous year's event. But no, this time I was actually surprised. Breaking eggs gave you a temporary speed boost, and it stacked if you got quite a few. And anything that makes you go faster is always exciting. So I was surprised, not complaining about that, and for that reason, I'm putting it here. There wasn't anything else added that would kind of justify me putting it up there. If they hadn't added the speed boost for the eggs, I'd put it down here just because it felt a bit lazy if they'd just done the same thing year on year. And then the event after that was the Cinco de Mayo or Cinco de Amo event. The main highlights in this update were the piñatas driving around the map. If you managed to destroy one of them, you'd get some tacos, which gave you a speed boost, so similar to the Easter update. But I'm thinking this was the update where the minigun was added. Oh, I can't really remember. If it was just the tacos, it goes here, but if the minigun was added, it goes here. I'm pretty sure this was where the minigun was added. So yeah, I'm putting in good work devs. So we had quite a few updates in these months, but there wasn't anything that really stood out or overly exciting. They all kind of fit in the middle of the road, like not too bad. Enjoyable for a few days, and then they all had something slightly unique. That was until the 4th of May. When the lightsaber mode happened, it included the lightsabers, the laser guns. Oh, and there was something else, I just can't seem to remember it right now. Oh, the deflection shield. Yeah, God, how can I forget that? All I remember is I had a lot of fun. Sadly, it was only solo mode though. I wish they added a squads version of it, just so I could have streamed it. I really wanted to. But no doubt, it goes up here in DM the squads. If they actually included a squads mode, I'd be tempted to put it up here. I can just imagine how crazy it'd be, but also how much fun. So if any of the devs watch this, guys, come on, do us a favor and release it. But anyway, for now, it goes there. So from one amazing update down to just probably the worst update I've seen. Now, it wasn't bad for like lack of content or reusing. It was just bad because it made the game kind of unplayable. If anyone played the Storm mode, I can't remember the official name, but if you played it, you'll know where it is, where the wind kept changing direction every 3 seconds, and there was a lightning strike that could randomly kill you, and all these other crazy weather events, and the result was just a mode that you couldn't play. Yeah, I didn't enjoy this one at all. If I never see that again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. We've got 2 more modes to go through, and these are the most recent ones. So last month, June 2020, we had the summer event. So to me, this is an event that they copied from a few previous events. So the speed boost came from the Easter and taco event, and the water balloons kind of had the same effect as snowballs, and then they added water pistols, which was a bit unique, but it all seemed to fit in. I can't exactly pinpoint what it was, but I had a lot of fun playing this mode. I don't know if it was just the summer vibes or whatever, it just felt really well balanced. And out of all these limited time modes, it's probably one that I played the most, so I'm putting that up here. And then finally, the most recent event we've had is contact mode. So this was added a few weeks ago, so July 2020. Yeah, I don't really know how I felt about this. It was definitely unique, like 10 out of 10 for being totally different. The whole mothership idea and aliens and infected, really cool. But then I'm speaking from like a YouTuber sort of perspective, so I'll always be thinking about the content side. You'll see I released a short movie, that's kind of why I thought it was cool. From playing side, maybe it just doesn't fit the game. Having said that though, I'll always be down for, you know, developers trying new stuff and something totally different rather than these few with the same old repeated stuff. So this is one that definitely fits in this category. Good work, devs. Maybe it didn't fit into the game or, you know, the feel as most people want it to, but you've got to respect the effort, and you could see a lot of work had been put into it, so that's always nice to see. And that's all the game modes ranked. Comment below if you agree or not. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe there's a few I'd change, but nothing really stands out as, you know, something I'm totally disagreeing with. If you want to have a go and rank these yourself and show me how it ended up, I'll save a link to this tier list in the description. You can send your images through on Discord and I'll have a look through them. And also, I haven't forgotten about the trolling teamers video. I saw you guys absolutely smash the 1k likes target in like under a day. So that'll be coming soon. I've just been a bit busy playing Minecraft and enjoying that way too much. If anyone's interested, you can click the pop-up on the screen now to check that out. And like I mentioned earlier, if you want me to do more of these tier listings, you know, for buildings or weapons, leave a like and comment that as well. But yeah, that's everything for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Peace.